should say the new net is safe and secure.
They definitely don't store any BDs in this area.
No kidding, Reaper. This room is just empty, basically, when it comes to those things.
Got some kind of shard in its place. Keep looking.
Same here. Definitely not it. NCPD Anatomy of a Disaster. This won't be the kind of book that's full of eloquent phrases or elaborate metaphors. I'm not a writer, I'm a cop. Or rather, I was a cop before the mass redundancies. I'm not writing this for money or fame. I'm writing it because I'm pissed off and won't stay silent while the NCPD goes to ruin. Before you say anything, I know we weren't perfect. Night City has never been a safe city, but we tried. As God is my witness, we really tried to keep our city safe. Even while we lacked the money, people, and equipment we so desperately needed. The mayor couldn't have cared less. He wanted to cut costs. Apparently, since the NCPD wasn't profitable. He said at a press conference, a day after 7 of us were killed by a cyber psycho in Vista del Rey. Then why not privatize it? That very same day, the NCPD was transferred into private ownership, all according to plan. Our new chief of police, previously the head of the data term sales department, cared only about one thing: money. He fired half of the force, cut down the number of patrols, and ordered those working the streets to drop everything and start writing tickets. It didn't take long to see the effects. The city's crime rate went through the roof. Bodies clogged the alleyways, and the sidewalks were painted red with blood. Meanwhile, the suits at Corpo Plaza were popping champagne and celebrating. Why? Because the demand for private security services had increased by 1,000%. Okay, that's pretty damn huge. That is a massive, escalation of things. Industrial shutters. That's not it. need to look for a cabinet. Imperial poisoning. Imperial, which attracts danger, is the poison resulting from irritability. This poison, a quite substantial one, is deposited against the walls of the nerve channels and then spread through the entire organism. That is it. That's the cabinet. Now, how do you interact with it? Maybe not. Oh, no, this is it. This has to be it.
Hey, River. Think I got it.
Found something?
Not yet.
Anthony Harris. Let's try these drawers.
Yeah, that gotta be it.
Say, River, why not just have a janitor crack a door for you?
Can't risk getting scolded for sniffing around somebody else's
River.
case. Yoan!
What are you doing here? You got
Who the fuck are you?
kicked off the force.
Just suspended, actually.
And who might you be?
I'm calling the actual police.
Oh, wait, here. Hear me out, please.
Seriously, River? You weren't in enough trouble already?
Harris kidnapped my nephew.
I'm sorry. Really, I am. But we store evidence here. And we have strict protocols.
Protocols? Talking about his nephew's life here. Child's life.
This is an ongoing police investigation. Go, please. Get out now!
Listen, you work with badges, right? You know what they're like. Feed them analysis, they'll shit out failure.
This type of thinking is the very reason we live in a lawless city.
Lawless?
This lady is so full of shit I want to face palm right now, in terms of what she just said.
Remember your first med school exam? You know the one. Passed it with flying colors. Gotta remember it. Ladies' room erupted in flame. They evacuated everybody for 2 hours.
I cannot believe you would throw that in my face. I never wish to see you here again. Especially you. You don't know him well, do you? This man is a bastard.
Barely know River, we just work together.
Do not believe any promise he makes.
Good tip, thanks. But we're wasting time.
Harris's dream, BD. Where is it?
He isn't dreaming.
What? Why?
Now I'm getting more
A
curious.
bullet damaged his cerebral cortex. We get only dissonant urges. Pieces.
I'd like to...
Try audiovisual stimulation.
But he isn't on the spectrum.
A favorite song or movie helps you reach the kids. Might be worth a try.
I am aware of the similarity. Hypothalamus stimulation and hormone production. But Harris is not a child. I have never tried the procedure on an adult.
Any reason you haven't?
Because, unlike River, I went to med school and studied neuroscience. And not by reading about it over someone's shoulder on the metro.
Let's try it.
We don't even know his preferences.
I'll find something. I mean, you're willing to try?
Just go. I'll open the front door for you.
Let's ride, V. I know exactly where to start.
Say, by the way, what do you know about biochips? Arasaka's relic in particular.
Well, it's designed to store a person's neural engram. Sorry. Just imagine copying over a person's memories and personality.
Right, I get that. More curious what happens if the stored engram overwrites the engrams of the chip carrier.
Overwrite? I'm not even sure that's possible. Why do you ask?
Nah, never mind. Not a big deal. Thanks.
I haven't read this one, I'm pretty sure I have before. Yeah, I've read this one before. I recognize the text of that headline immediately. Okay, so I now know that Detective Ward, River's nephew, isn't dead, but has been basically hijacked from some bastard, and we have to find this bastard now. That's what we learn from scavenging through that cabinet with those documents, and then that... What's your name again? Janne Packard, I think it was called. Janne Packard then basically is saying that we shouldn't investigate this, police is already investigating it, and basically trying to obstruct me trying to help River putting this like thing into a solvent state, as well as like finding his nephew and basically like happy ending sort of like stuff. But Dr. Janet says work enough by the NCPD is already done. We don't have to dig further into it than what NCPD is already doing. But that is of course a bunch of horseshit. So we're doing that. A child can't be forgotten, man. That should be common sense. Always has to come first before anything else for a father. Well, not father, but like brother, I suppose. Rimmer is to that. His nephew. Oh yeah, I gotta go out the same way I went in. Yeah, here.
Cops seem to like you. Careful this one doesn't start sending you out for donuts.
Stay out of it, Johnny.
Wait, meaning you're willing to traipse along behind Mr. Policeman like a pup?
You know, moments like these, I truly mourn the fact I can't fucking suck you one.
Fine, not gonna pry. Truth is, you could have done worse than Detective Blue Moon Ward.
Already have. Got a brain parasite nibbling away at my nerve endings as we speak.
I love the constant banter between these two men, it's so good. Could honestly listen to Male V and Keanu Reeves for hours. If I had the chance to in the game.
Okay, let me hear it.
So, got booted off the force.
Suspended. Mayor's death stank to high heaven. Inquest into, kicked under the rug. So I made a fuss.
Not worth asking how you feel about that.
Nope. It's just, it's not easy for me to talk about what's biting at my ass.
Fair enough. Could tell me where we're headed, though.
To Joss's. Randy's mom. She thinks he just ran away from home.
Oh yeah, that's what his nephew is called. Randy. Can't let Randy be forgotten. Like, River is obviously his brother since he called him his nephew. If not nephew, then father or brother, but whatever the case, can't let his child be forgotten. We have to find him or find out what has happened to him. That's what a proper brother as well as a father would do if their child suddenly goes missing and then has to investigate what happened.
For now, keep the kidnapping between us.
Tell me about Randy. What kind of kid he is?
Petty theft, drugs, running away from home. That kind.
Cop uncles really see the best in you.
There are people who always find their way into trouble. Randy's one of them.
Where's Randy's dad?
Been a few years since he got popped. Gang war.
Great role model.
Josh was left alone with 3. But she's as tough as weathered leather.
You gonna tell me why we aren't trying to find Harris's apartment?
It's a house, and I doubt he's keeping his victims in his basement. And besides, we are trying. Want to see if we can find some connection to Harris at Randy's.
Pretty weak lead.
Best we can hope for just now.
Not worried Yawen's gonna toe the line? Rat you out to her superiors?
Used to be friends. Doubt she'd do that. Plus, not that I'd use it, but I do know one skeleton she'd prefer remain tucked in her closet.
Oh yeah, Yawen Packard, that's what she's called.
Think Yawen will actually help us? All things considered?
Yeah, these tiffs of ours always end up the same way. I'll tell you about it over a beer sometime.
Imagine having previously worked with that dumb, annoying girl that doesn't want him to basically find his son by not investigating the case that the NCPD is already investigating in the first place. Like, that's what I call a really, really unsupportive and stupid previously work partner. Like, just a stupid work partner. I'm glad that he cut ties with her in terms of, like, business.
Sign me up. We find Randy, and we find the bottoms of a few bottles.
It'll be my pleasure.
Okay, let's see where we're riding to. Doesn't show that. Oh, just noticed I can buy this car if I want to. I have more than enough money. I can even actually go and pay Victor his debt now. Maybe I should actually get this out of the way, to be honest. Next. Let's get this. Get straight to the next event.
Sure been a while. Used to come over every weekend.
River, by the way, that's not how you park. You probably need to take some lessons in driving when it comes to parking.
And? Changed it all since?
Lovely neighborhood. Ah.
Yeah, it looks very Grand Canyon, kind of hectic. I mean, alike. Oh, more stuff to read. The Long Return, Aftermath of the Great Nomad Tragedy. Most sources indicate that the governments of Peru, Brazil, and Chile have come to a solution for the so-called nomad problem. In an attempt to prevent the illegal transnational movement and typically temporary settlement of nomad clans across the South American continent, they plan to seal all borders to undocumented persons of dubious origin. Protestations from scholars, human rights groups, and even corporate representatives have thus far been ignored. Some corporations have voiced concerns that stifling the flow of migrant work could lead to economic decline and unpredictable social unrest. For example, some experts predict the local Brazilian workforce will simply be too small to meet the employment demands of ongoing major agrocorp ventures. This push for tightened anti-nomad immigration policies comes as yet another heavy blow of South American governments against an already heavily targeted demographic. More information continues to surface about the so-called Long Return, where hundreds of thousands of nomads lost their jobs without warning and had their equipment, much of it personal, not company, property, illegally seized by government authorities. Most laborers were relocated from North America specifically from North America specifically for this work, and without corporate support were forced to vacate the hazardous area formerly home to the Amazon rainforest in a week's time. With their only lifeline suddenly severed and no legal basis for staying, many dozens of thousands have attempted to find their way home, even if that means walking much of that distance. Initial reports show staggering figures for the number who died during this mass exodus. Many still ask, why? Who benefits from these anti-nomad policies and border closures, if not the South American nations or corporations? Many speculate that lobbyists from Orbital Air and other lunar colony representatives played a key part. Their objective, some allege, is to limit opportunities for migrant contract work, so more will be forced for the sake of survival to accept employment in the notoriously difficult labor conditions of low Earth orbit and on the moon.
River. You either got business with me or news about my Randy. Wouldn't drag your butt out here if you didn't.
That must be Randy. And that is obviously Ward/River's wife. That's in the other room with him behind here. Greetings from desperation. What the skulls? I was 15 years old, set to fail for all of my classes at school, but I could barely get out of bed. Much less drag myself to the bathroom and take a shower. At first, my parents were worried. treating me gently, but after a few weeks the patient began to run out. And that's when it started. Snap out of it. Just go for a run. You'll feel better. Why don't you talk to your friends? Quit feeling sorry for yourself. What do you have to be sad about? Other people have it worse. Words that, even after 10 years of therapy, medication, a stint in a psychiatric ward, and many relapses of depression, still ring in my ears. Anywhere, anytime, every day. And they still cut just as deep. That's some really sad thing to read there. Like that was really a lot to take in reading that, because it was very sad. Aquarium. Okay. I think it was called Joss. What do you have to say about this? All these things.
Joss?
Yeah.
V.
So V, is this about my Randy?
Randy's been taken.
Why didn't you call?
Joss,
Throw a blanket over the truth, like always.
Police caught the guy, but he caught a bullet and he's in a coma, being watched.
But where's Randy?
we're looking, Joss.
Here?
Arguing's not gonna help anyone.
He's my child. You got no place telling me how to behave.
Joss.
Listen, we need to look through Randy's things.
Why?
To find any lead we can. Trust me, Joss.
Just don't destroy anything. Randy doesn't like it when anyone pokes through his stuff.
Let's go, V.
The kids are playing outside. Tell them it's time to eat.
Can't be easy raising 3 kids on your own.
Well, it wasn't any easier with my husband. In fact, the best days were when he didn't come home. There were times I wished he'd disappear for a month, just to not have him hang around.
Oh, now I get it. The guy that got killed and did some stuff to Randy, probably not the kidnapper, but someone else, is actually the father/husband of Joss. Well, who in terms of like relation, family relation, is reward then to Joss? I would kind of like that explained, because I have no idea now.
How'd he die?
The Aldecaldos told me he died an honorable death. Whatever the hell that means. They showed me his body, where his face used to be. Couldn't see the honor in that.
Must have been a relief then, when he left.
For weeks, I cried every night. My husband was killed. The father of my children.
I'm sorry.
Randy changed. He locked up. Not to mention the other 2 I still had to raise. Life was rough with him and without him. Sometimes there's no solution.
That bad, huh?
His bike in the highway, that was his world. But at home, let me tell you a story. This one time he took Dorian into the city. Had some errand to run, just father and son. He came back that night, dead-ass drunk. Raging at me for calling the cops on him.
Did you?
River found him in some dive and brought Dorian home.
Let's Change the subject. Hang in there, Joss. Can't be easy raising. That bad, huh?
This... He came back that night.
Did you?
I didn't mean to do that. That is very Mayan looking sort of like mask up there. Very foreign stuff. Oh, yeah, there is. There's another. Take that. To buy sand and death. I heard a troubling click. My Geiger counter made rest in peace. I stood on a glass surface, some parts smooth as ice, others cracked and jagged. The earth I walked on was formed from smelted sand after a thermonuclear bomb detonated here. One of the five that fell on Dubai. I recalled old stills from the end of the 20th century. Skyscrapers like crystal obelisk touching the sky. Supercars, palm trees. Now, nothing. Like a severe frozen sea blanketed by the irritated dust of the Arabian Peninsula and glinting under the desert sun. But nearby, in the city's former suburbs, life continues on. Difficult, brutal, cutthroat, but life nonetheless. Few dare venture outside without a hazmat suit, makeshift or otherwise. Division franchise reference. Hint. A lot, or am I missing something here? Any sort of dwelling must be built with concrete walls, measuring at least 13 feet thick. And without a single blow, this offers survival. Yes, but to what end? Unlike in the corporate haven of New Dubai, erected deeper into the Arabian Gulf, the average life expectancy in old Dubai is a mere 30 years. That's still pretty damn like middle class in terms of like youngness. Like that's not old at all. That's like middle youngness. Still, some have found advantage to life here. No visitors. Neither Netwatch nor any corporate special forces unit will deploy here. This land of glass and dust has become asylum for some of the world's most wanted criminals. Some say they are only biding their time until an early death delivers them to hell. Some say they are already there. Intriguing. Review. Bloody bout. I think this makes 7 if I recall correctly. 7. What went wrong? Those 9 numerals. Yeah, those beds look pretty normal. Good good way of organizing stuff. Just when we thought Microwave was done putting out unfinished games, we get this piping hot plate of spaghetti code. Thanks for describing how a majority of AA games basically are made in a nutshell today. Not every single one, but a majority of them definitely. In terms of how they usually are upon releases of their actual releases. Frankly, I don't even know where to start. From the story mode, which feels like it was coupled together from the half-baked ideas of 6 writers working in different time zones, to the non-intuitive tutorials, to the ridiculous lag that had me up making a fresh cup of coffee between each punch, and finally to the head-scratching localization foul-ups. Honestly, dialogue make no sense in language. What the hell were they originally written in? Swiss? You tell me. You tell me, dude.
What's on your mind? Think it's good she learned the truth.
That's the trailer. Eyes peeled for details, eh?
Can't open there. Damn. You'll get over this, Joss. Just pull through. Just pull through. We've all been there before. Oh, that's the kids. Monique, Dorian.
Monique, Dorian. Hey, guys.
Now I know what he is. He's the uncle of this family, i.e., now I remember what a nephew means to an older dude. It means that it's the uncle. Nephew, uncle. That symbol. So, the uncle is searching for his nephew's whereabouts, in short.
Is this your partner?
Just a friend.
You gonna stay over?
We'll see. Your mom's waiting for you at dinner.
Nomads and at ground zero. Just checking what does it. Oh. Punching back. There's something I forgot to pick up here. Cheer up your mom, by the way, if you can, kids. She's going through a lot. She deserves some compassion. We've all been there, like I said before, obviously, in life. Kids, mother, father, what have you. It was no secret Night Corp offered generous pay and, in some cases, free cyberware and bio-monitor upgrades to anyone willing to help clean up the crater of radioactive rubble at HQ Ground Zero. Some first-hand accounts recall the incessant tickling of Geiger counters, like the loud buzz of cicadas in summer. Cicadas. In retrospect, we can only guess how many crater cleaners lost their lives to radiation sickness shortly thereafter. Both the city government and Night Corp have claimed that casualties were kept to a minimum, all while providing no official statistics to substantiate the claim. That being said, they have never been under pressure to release such figures. After all, most rescue, engineering, and rubble cleanup teams were not local night citizens, but nomads. Surprised you didn't know? Don't be. It is a fact many history causes tend to outlook. The city employed hundreds of normal mercenaries, primarily from clans in El Decaldo nation. These nomads were hungry for gainful work, and the city needed experts who were not only experienced but brave enough to knowingly put their lives on the line. Also, Arasaka could one day erect another tower in its place. But history is not without its sense of irony. These nomads, who so deliberately live outside of our so-called system, come to its very rescue. Not for the first time, and not for the last. Sound like they're prisons, nomads. They're kind of prisoners. In terms of, they say they have so much freedom, but after reading that, I'm kind of starting to. I was about to say debate, but I'm not looking for the word debate. I'm kind of starting to second guess that. Can I go over to him? This guy over here. Yeah, I can, but I can't interact or go into this building at all. Okay then.
This is their old trailer. Randy moved in when I bought him a new one.
Real hellhole. Like in my good old days.
You check around, I'll check the trash.
Look for clues to help find Randy. Top grade. Get high at home. This sounds like something a hippie hipster would write. These days, when the police have so much more to worry about than whether the kids are smoking special cigarettes, when the designer drugs can be bought on any corner, we say, back to the basics. Why line producers and dealers pockets when you can make your own concoctions in the comfort of your own garage? In the following chapters, we'll give you quick, easy to follow recipes for your favorite boosters. It's fun. Quite. Okay. I'll leave that be. That's basically just worthless. Don't really see any use to that at all. Randy's antique key.
Got some kind of key here. Real fossil.
Not quite what we're looking for, no.
Heavyweight champion. So River Sun is basically a boxer. Because I'm pretty sure if I recall correctly, those kind of trophies are only awarded to boxers. I don't mean offer.
Can still see the nicks from those first years we measured the kids.
I don't remember much of like sports kind of athletes in terms of the sport profession
Left his favorite hoodie in the closet.
get those kinds of trophies, but I could be wrong. I can't tell for certain. Evergens, Night City Strippers, Tainted Overlord. That looks like Command and Conquer text from a Command and Conquer game. The Max Tag Way. Why be me? Sayonara Station. I think it says 75 there. 75 years of cyberware. I'm gonna take a guess, but I think the dude there in the middle is Randy. On that picture. Virtue Magazine 2070. Drugs.
Drugs?
Let's not go there.
Society's fault.
When you find drugs as clues to a child's whereabouts, that's kind of like a sign of this child probably have been in too much depression and then went to those extreme, levels of taking acts of harm. This side job, man, it's getting really dark. Like, this isn't a pleasant side job in terms of like the thing that's going on now anymore. I don't think it ever was that in start, but like it's truly getting really sad. Well, I see the advancement of it right now. In his guitar.
Tainted Overlord.
Favorite band?
You know him well.
Used to send him an album every year for his B-Day.
Dear Mother Departs. Oh God. The old die quietly, their dry hands giving a faint rustle as they fall for the last time. They tend to depart this world in November, at the darkest hour of the night, when dawn seems just as far off as the spring that will never return. They leave little behind. A small stack of last century's newspapers, a few chipped cups, clothes already smelling of the casket. Yeah, that's kinda gross. Under their closed eyelids flits a muted kaleidoscope of memories, flashing by in no particular order. They die with their gaze fixed on the hardening diorama of a long life that, in its final moments, always seems to have been far too short. Yuck. Why the fuck would you let me be able to eat stuff that an animal has eaten? Like, ew, I'm not gonna eat that. Fuck that. That's disturbing, man. Actually, disgusting.
Some kind of game here. Shipping code on it. Expensive tech. Randy had to scratch for this?
You're joking.
Looks like a laptop. Yeah, that's definitely a laptop.
No chance Randy could afford hardware like this. Way too pricey. We gotta get in. But I doubt anyone knows the password. Can you crack it?
Let me give it a shot.
Usually fail these sorts of like hacking games. I gotta give it a shot. Yeah, that failed.
Don't know how, River.
Damn. Need to try to guess it then. What could he have?
Who's the girl?
His ex, Natalie.
Excellent
on,
pick. What's her name? Natalie?
Gonna have to keep trying.
Ooh, liberum arbitrium. Dark shit.
Sound could use work, but you can tell they put blood, sweat, and tears into it.
What the?
B. Randy looks like his tag.
What? I took that.
Punch this track title. Liberum arbitrium.
That did it. Help me have a look around.
Odd password. Go for a rock band. That's clever thinking. I gotta give Randy that. Search Randy's computer for his activity on the net. The fuck?
Something deeply fucked about that cartoon. My skin's crawling.
Volume 1 of the Blades of Doom trilogy. Chapter 1. Ghost of Ancestors' Salvation. A silhouette of a gaunt female figure began to take shape among the ebb of the inky fog. By its long braid, the woman held a severed head, only one eye socket clearly visible. Decay had already long begun to melt the face's flesh, exposing the white of bone underneath. Other side fared much better. Then, without uttering a sound, The woman shifted her gaze to pierce the eyes of the weary warrior. Come, kill me. I am ready for death. She shouted with a cold intensity, prepared to meet her end at last. By the glint of the sword, Randy cut her. So she was ready to meet her own death. Like she basically craved it. Okay. Black... Huh? Belberif, 2043, 2060, 66. Genius or psychopath. Black metal has produced countless charismatic characters, but the uniqueness of Aiden Burroughs, known also by monikers Nama and Belberif, is perhaps in a class of its own in the genre. Vocalist, guitarist, bassist, songwriter, ideology. Some call him a genius, others a fucking psychopath. When a person like Burroughs can become defined by polar extremes, it's no wonder when he begins to arouse curiosity outside the metal world. There's no diminishing the lasting mark he's left in black metal, but even music more broadly. Most agree he was the driving influence for a new wave of metal artists and bands, like Tainted Overlord, who have managed to claw their way up from the bowels of metal hell to the almost mainstream music scene. Okay, so what I've learned so far is Randy was definitely like a huge fan of metal, like rock. We're like-minded like myself. I like Randy's taste. That's rock solid taste, emo, very nice. But he was also into doing boxer basically, acting. Like he obviously was a boxer and he boxed against competitors, and well, usually a boxer has a coach. Maybe he had a coach too. That hasn't been like come to sort of like a clue of, but it definitely seems like it would make sense he would have a coach. So I would assume or predict he had a coach and he was into a lot of metal. So far the clues are he seems to have hidden away some of his his basically things that he would do outside just his mother and his siblings in itself. Stories, like he had stories that was very, very dark, and some of the stories he couldn't tell, of course, as said. So because of that, eventually that has led him into a very dark path, so he started taking drugs, and when he took those drugs, he became more and more questionable in his behavior. And that's what we are trying to get to the real bottom of. How did his behavior change to become so unstable? And 2034.
They caught Harris in a vehicle like that.
Lockated Street. Shit, River. I remember that day. He lives close to an old school.
River gave me almost a shock there. From Sorry, Anthony 34 to B Randy. I meant to call, sorry. Spent half the day sitting in my photon. Police had all of Watson blocked off, and I was stuck in traffic for hours trying to cross town. I kind of live in an area where I used to go to school, but looks all different now, so trying to find ways past all those jams made it easy to get all around. To get all turned around. Hope you're not mad. Thanks.
True angel of empathy, this guy, huh?
I just wanted to say thanks. Guess in general I'm just holding on to the thought that there are more people like me out there dealing with the same shit. Why are you helping us anyways? From Anthony 34 to B Randy. Thanks. So, I'm waiting for this to like scroll by again to see what the beginning of it said. Big trouble in Haywood.
Figured out Randy's identity. Sent him the game as a present.
The one you found in his drawer?
The same. Shipping code suggests the prick sent it from the Badlands.
Hey, I hope you don't mind, but I'm using my admin privileges to find you in real life. That is your home address. Sorry, hope it's not too weird. But I had a good reason. There's a gift on its way, a game called Big Trouble in Haywood. You know it? Anyway, hope you like it. Have fun. I think I'm starting to get like a clear idea of what happened to Randy. It seems like he was in conversations while he was unstable and seeking out to what seems to be a classified figure that is giving more and more signs this classified figure was not a person they should trust. And they were basically showing signs of being an actual maniac of a murderer. This is getting very, very dark, man.
This guy baited Randy like a pro.
I'm choking again. You don't say toking, or unless I've never heard like what toking means. I'm sorry, I don't know why I keep doing it. I guess I'm just a piece of shit. Fucked up again. You're a perfectly normal person, Randy. You're just like anyone with a organic heart still beating in the chest. Remember, I'm always here to talk to understand you, to help you. I know you'll recover from this, like you always have. Love sign. From Natalie to B Randy. Natalie is his girlfriend, obviously, because we learned that from River. Thanks for yesterday, love. The city from up on that tower looks so beautiful. Honestly, I felt speechless. Or maybe that's just cause I don't love heights. Really, it was nice. But maybe next time I'll take you into the city. Head to Japantown. Grab a bite. You'll love it once you see it. And oh my gosh, the restaurant my aunt takes me to sometimes. So Nova. XD. Just let me know. Love your cutie. Kiss emoticon. Yeah, of course. I had fun too. About this restaurant. We'll see. Not sure I'll have time. Hard to promise anything. So we'll see. Hey, you don't have to worry about Eddies. We already talked about this. Just let yourself be invited to something nice for once. Love ya. Sad face. What do you say?
River, are you seeing what I'm seeing?
No. There's no way. Why would he do that?
Not only did they agree to meet, but it looks like Randy was as excited as any kid on his way to a theme park.
Fuck. This creep definitely scrambled Randy's head.
Yeah, this is a classic investigation crime, and it's leading to probably that Randy has died. Cause I'm getting those signs now. I'm seriously getting those signs from what they just said, me and River. Tell you what, I think your site's really Nova. I think I'm ready to finally meet up in person. Same time and place you roll B4. Cause man, I just can't wait now. XD. That's right. Same as we agreed. It makes me happy to hear you're happy. Just one tiny request. Delete that first email I sent. Just in case. Don't want anyone sniffing around something that doesn't concern them. Family. I understand. I didn't have a normal family either. My mom died young and my dad, he just tried to give me a future. Wasn't easy fruit to make a living on the farm once the cattle pestilence took hold. Eventually it all just filled out beneath his feet. The cattle, the business. Deep depression took his life. I tell you this, so you're not the only one who's lost a father. I understand you so well. The only difference is, it was nomads that stole your dad from you. And for me it was corrupt corpse and their dirty money grabs. That's why I hide all my activity from corpse. Trauma team and Biotechnica would be all over me in a second if they knew what I got up to. But I don't have to explain all that to you, Randy. You get it. I know you'll keep all this just between us Jumbas. Stay strong, buddy. I know you got it in ya. Oh God, man. I am 100% certain that this psychopath must have killed Randy from everything I've read now. This reads like a murder letter. You know, like those murders in documentaries, or like basically actual events that happened of like someone that was murdered a long time ago, and they, with like the police and such investigating, in this case I'm the police, eventually find out that all the clues leaded to a death of like the person that were trying to find, the police. In this case V. And all the in-between things there is just deeply unsettling. Like, River is going through basically the situation of realizing, I'm pretty sure soon, that Randy isn't alive anymore. And these text clearly is giving me that sign. This reads like a murder letter, like how a murderer would write a letter, where they pretend to be some nice guy, but then once they meet their victim, snap the neck out of them.
Natalie must have been the only person Randy trusted.
Can we view this page with a link?
This is pretty fucked XD. From B. Randy to Natalie. Hey Nat, check out the site. Drugs are bad. When you're there, click on the image, the red one with the people in it. The hell is this? Some kind of cult? Like, how do you even finish this? How do you even find this? Just cruising the net. Doesn't matter. Wink. What the fuck are you doing, Randy, man? You alive? Hey, you won't answer my text. From Gale to B. Randy. Won't answer my hollows. Still alive? Man, I have a special delivery from you. For you from a Valentino tube of mine. You just gotta pick it up. Anyone in Haywood would give both kidneys for this thing. I'm still holding it out. I'm still holding it for you, free of charge, like some gunk. Do me a favor and answer, cause I'm starting to get pissed. Read the page Randy mentioned.
Some kind of link. The one Randy wrote about?
Let's find out.
A hidden page set up by Anthony Harris.
Christ. I'm gonna be sick. Jesus, River, this is fucked. Guy preyed on troubled kids. Made habit to target boys like Randy.
This is my fault. If I just paid more attention. Just talked with him more.
Hey, come on. You're not the one to blame here.
I mean, the characters are even pretty much lining it up and making it dead on, straight to the point. This is a murderer that was constantly mailing B. Randy, and B. Randy got too much into what he wrote from the murderer that he has basically been brain changed in terms of, you know, the murderer changed his thoughts and changed what he thought of the murderer. I'm going to read all of this. Introduction: Tony Shelton. Welcome, law stranger. Join us. Files. Introduce yourself and stick around. I know who you are. You're the boy that's been rejected by society, left to fend for himself, misunderstood by his family and deprived of real friends. I was once like you. You can stay here as long as you like, because you just found your new home. I have a secret special treatment that'll not only get you back on your feet, but will also free up that weight from your mind and shoulders, make you limitless. Everything you need to bust out of your shackles. You'll find them in my haven. You'll become superhuman, resistant to sickness, strong, healthy, invincible. But before we do that, how about we get to know each other first? Shoot over a message at Anthony34. Snable A. ncity.drugsarebad.pub. Remember, you are one of the chosen ones. Whoever wrote this quest line, I gotta give you, a quest line, so a job. I gotta give them massive praise, man. This is like straight out of literally a documentary for like a murder of someone. Like the attention to just the writing here is just insanely great. I can't even describe this.
Hey,
There
look.
was a file
Maybe
here.
this deleted, looks like. But the name's still there.
That's that name. Wasn't the video file on
Randy
Randy's
must have
comp called
downloaded it.
something? Sure, but V, don't you get it? This could be the key to Harris's mind.
Here's hoping.
Hey, can you use any of that Netrunner magic to shake anything else out of this?
Like the content of the side job is just phenomenal, man. I feel like I'm literally in a murder, like police investigation, but an actual quality one in terms of story. It's just impeccable, like passion they have put into the side job. I'm deeply unsettled by everything I've just read the like past 10 minutes. I kinda do want to find an optional objective.
Not that kind of magician.
Oh, okay. We'll have to manage without it.
That cartoon, River. Could be what we've been looking for. You said yourself we needed something to get Harris to dream. Send it to Yawen.
Right. Sending it now. Okay. Says she'll get back to me by morning. And that I am a son of a bitch. And, come on. Let's grab a bite.
I'm literally speechless, honestly, after this these founds. It's just, yeah, I can't describe this. It's just deeply unsettling.
Let's not worry Joss more than we need to, huh? We're hot on the trail. We'll know more tomorrow. That's it.
Dorian, please.
But it really tastes like boogers.
Joss, we're finished.
All done. Off to bed, then.
We left some for you, Uncle River.
Thanks, Monique.
Tell me you found something.
We'll know more tomorrow.
I sent some evidence to the lab. There's a chance we could know where to find Randy by morning.
When's the last time you ate?
Yesterday.
Have mine. I'm not hungry.
Thanks. Maybe later.
Now you? No bullshit. Don't look at my brother, just tell me. Will you find my boy?
River's a hell of an investigator. Randy's as good as found.
Won't give up until I do, Joss. Joss, you mind if V takes Randy's trailer for the night?
No? Sure.
Staying, right? You gotta help me see this through. To the end.
Of course I'll stay.
Find your way all right?
Yup. Gonna hit the sack soon.
Oh yeah, we're definitely finishing this now. Like, I am not going to leave this case anymore. I want to find out what the actual hell is happening.
Not done sleeping.
Yawen called. It worked. The cartoon. He's dreaming.
You got the BD?
Right here. Slot it in. Jack into the computer. I want to see it on the monitor.
Oh yay, more of the brain dance thing. That kinda goes from this side job having a really impeccable, awesome content to great repetition again now. Like it brings it down now. I think this is understandable, but not the right choice for especially after like how engaging everything else has been so far with this side job. But okay, I mean, you gotta dig in the past to get even more clues and eventually find out what the fuck has actually happened with Randy. I already have like a suspicion. He got killed. That's my suspicion. But nothing is confirmed until any basically lead on him that clearly is him has been located. So we still gotta get to the bottom of this.
That doc of yours is quick, not bad.
report this. I hope you understand that. This isn't normal behavior. Anthony, you killed Liam's turtle.
He was sick. He wouldn't eat, stayed in his shell. I just wanted to help him.
By injecting him with HGH? What were you thinking? Is this something your father taught you? Good people took you in, extended their trust.
There's clearly a bug with this brain dance. The teacher, I'm pretty sure it's the teacher that's talking. I can't hear him clearly. Like he's talking in like my left side ear, it feels like. That has to be a bug. Because I can clearly hear Anthony that we are now witnessing his perspective in the past. In event.
This is how you repay them?
Your teacher.
Your friend died. I understand. But that is no excuse.
Fuck you.
What did you just say? Okay, I've had enough. Principal's gonna hear about this. Your foster parents, too. I see. Like father, like son.
Don't you dare talk about my dad!
That's right, you little shit. I know it all. Farm failed. Dad put a bullet in his head.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! You be... Anash! Anash! Anash!
We're back in Harris's school kid days. Huh, I recognize this shooting. It was a case study back at the academy. Give me a sec to check which school that was. Laguna Bend. Looks like the whole town got flooded in the 50s. Well, at least we know the general area where Harris lived.
Guess that'd be that. Trophy. Old one. Dated from 2042. First place in an interscholastic wrestling tournament.
Don't you dare talk about my dad!
I know it all. Farm failed. Dad put a bullet in his head.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! You can't talk about my dad, you prick! You can't! You can't! He was sick!
What the
Weak! I just wanted to help him.
the fuck? What the fuck? Excuse me? Teacher turning into a cow, like what?
Where you going now?
Harris looks even younger here. See that? Cow's sick, like the rest.
Coming!
Tony, come here.
Got no way to ID him. Kid's father was a real hard ass.
Looks like a cattle bioscanner. It's for checking vitals.
Yeah, Dad?
You forget something? I asked you a question!
I don't know.
Choline, I'm at thionine levels. See anything odd?
Too low?
You were supposed to check before school. What do you gotta say for yourself? Cows gonna die because of you. Gonna kill it like you killed your mama.
I'm sorry.
Don't apologize, just dial up her hormones. And shut off that goddamn cartoon!
So the murderer, Anthony, also had his share of a troubled past. That's usually a background behind most murderers I know from, like, documentaries and such.
Cattle injectors for hormones, antibiotics. People ate meat loaded with this shit.
How many times I gotta tell you not to leave it like that, hmm? Half the day I spent trying to turn that shit off.
I just saw a shade in that blanket, like literally right there. Looks like a woman. Hallucinations or something did he see? Okay, there's something here. Oh yeah, there.
Supplements in the feed for disease-free livestock.
Half the day I spent trying to turn the shit off.
Yeah, then there's the cartoon.
That's our cartoon. Tony really seemed to love it.
Guess that'd be that.
Cheapest, man. But who the fuck was that in the blanket? That shade. I'm very curious about that. What the fuck just happened? Intruder detected enemies. What? What the fuck is just happening? Suddenly happening with his father. Intruder detected enemies have been alerted.
I think this might be the place, V. It's a recent memory. Gotta be his hideout.
Oh yeah, now he looks way, way older.
Got some cables.
Damn, man, this is getting really, really violent. I'm starting to feel like this is the kind of dark stories that really, really leaves you in like word struck so far with how unsettling it is.
Got a clock. An hour to midnight. Looks like Peter Pan turned this farm into a goddamn final bastion. Hearing what I'm hearing?
Trash barge. That's the signal to dump. Has to be a landfill nearby. Fuel. Must have been an auto shop or something here at some point.
Fuck me. He treats the kidnapped boys like cattle.
Yeah, Anthony was a psycho. This is the events that confirms it completely. Abused too much. He couldn't handle it anymore, so he had to take out his anger on others. But in doing so, did it in ways that make him into like a maniac, like a murdering maniac. Like he just wanted people gone. That was annoying him. Relatable, I guess. But that kind of path is never the way to go, man. You're gonna go in jail for that.
Look, another one. Machine controls an injection system for stimulants, hormones, something.
So he obviously killed his father with this way after he got much older. Or something else, I'm not sure exactly. Like, the way this guy also look, he doesn't look like a person you want to be around at all. Like, he has, from the little, like, way I can identify his eyes, he has that look of basically a cold, heartless person. I don't even like the look of Anthony that I'm witnessing his events in the past right now.
Fire department search stamp right here. City South. Perfect.
The terminal controls the pens. Gotta be another deck somewhere for the mines and turrets.
Don't see Randy anywhere.
What a distasteful prick. Please don't tell me that's Randy that's crawling right there. Please don't tell me that's him.
Signage on the farm model points to petrochem.
This better not be Randy, dude.
Where are you up to, Mike?
Okay, good, it's not him. Someone called Mike.
Hey, the Illuminated Towers. Promoting the Us Cracks album that came out then. Colors changed every hour.
I think that might be it.
Not so sure, River. We ought to explore a bit more.
Okay. Let's go with your gut. That's gotta be all she wrote in this movie.
Probably right. Okay.
Come here, you rascal. You'll hurt yourself. Tony'll take good care of you. Easy now.
Yeah, totally murder acts of X. Right there. Behaves, talks, and the way like he's ordering stuff or like basically trying to point around with again behavior itself is just dead on murder sign. Like Anthony is a clear murderer. I'm just gonna start to say it more like confidently. He is a murderer, and he has killed Randy.
Okay, so where do we sit now exactly?
We know Harris still lives near an old school that's now underwater. You can see the NC skyline and the Us Cracks towers from the farm. It's a few miles out. Farm's located near a landfill. We know that too. Shipping code on the game Randy got from Harris traces out to the Badlands. Those towers promoting the Us Cracks album. Colors change regularly, once an hour. So we know the time.
11 at night.
Right. And that puts the farm east of the city. Southeast, actually. Stamp on the NCFD certificate was from the southern region. Farm model's a petrochem design, so that eliminates any others. Which narrows it down to Edgewood Farm. That's gotta be our place.
So, we've got it.
Just hope we didn't fuck it up. Come on, we gotta go.
Please let not my doubts about Randy in terms of like what I think actually be the case when we do find out, hopefully very soon, the fate of him. Because this man, it's been a long time since I've basically been so unsettled about like a side quest, side job in a video game. But this one, that's probably one of the most engaging but also horrifying ones in terms of content I've done ever in a long time. I don't feel as moody right now as normally I would be after this. I want to see how this ends. I really want to see how this ends now, badly.